Sure. Now, I will talk about myself a little bit when I will talk about self-introduction. But I've been saying in directing class, remember in acting class 5 W's? I'm asking myself the same 5 W's. Why Caligari? Why now? Why at UAF? Why in Alaska? Why Anatoly? All right? So, you understand, I have to answer it, and hopefully each of you will have some answer to that as well. And my answer is, it's about the concept. I like the idea that it is a silly horror movie of 1919, silent, and not only because it's copyright-free. Also, I like the idea that there are no words practically there. I would like to challenge myself and say, could we develop a show out of some screen images? And it's interesting because then the stress would be on real acting, not memorizing the lines, but actually being creative, inventing, discovering, creating the characters. All right? So that's why I like the idea of silent, black and white movie. And I like the horror aspect of it. Because as far as I'm concerned, that's silly. I hope you understand. It's silly, and it's silly as silly could be. And I'm talking about popular culture, because you probably laugh when you watch horror movies. That's a part of the why we like them. Second, because I said it, I think at my directing class, I'm sick and tired for 8 years hearing war on terror. And it drives me crazy because I want to see how this terror looks like. Right? You remember the FDR saying, we have nothing to fear but the fear itself. And I said, how does it look like, this fear? So I have to ask Aristotle to give me some idea about fear, horror, terror. And I think it's interesting behind this silly story. Why we're afraid of somnambulists? Why we're afraid of mad scientists, of Anatolys, of vampires? What's the nature of this fear? All right? So I thought it's interesting. It's actually maybe will help me to understand what America fears and why we like terror movies, horror movies. Terror movies is the next stage. But the point is, I do think it's interesting. And I said to myself, oh, well, very good. So in my crazy mind, I said, from Great Depression to Grand Recession, from fear to terror. And we will try to cover this historical evolution of American popular culture, characters, and I hope you understand, there are the silly characters over there. Caligari, mad scientist, scholars, mystical German crazy old man. There's a somnambulist, according to me, his son. And there's a girl, the innocent one, the dreamy one who never wakes up. And when she wakes up, man who's involved with her dies. That's a little story. I'm retelling you the story. People who did not see Caligari, watch it on your own, because we're not about to do it in group. So watch it. It's a very simple story. And at the end of the movie, if you saw the movie, that's a very attractive aspect of the story to me. The whole thing turns upside down, and they are in mental hospital. Everybody who were one way or another involved in the story are mental patients. So we not only have to create Caligari's character, we have to create the guy at the end a crazy guy who thinks he's Caligari. It will be played the same actor, right? So I like the twist. I like the twist because if somebody didn't get it yet, they will understand it's a genre comedy about terror. So it's postmodern, it's in some way absurd, but I think that's challenging.